Today we're going to go over the pistol squat. We'll talk about what is a pistol squat. If you can't do it, what are some possible regressions that you can use? And if you can do it, how can you progress this exercise? First, let's start off with what is a pistol squat. So a pistol squat, there are many different types of variations. We're going to talk about the standard pistol squat. So a pistol squat is a single leg squat. In this variation, the free leg travels in front of our body and we squat down. At the bottom of the rep, we should be able to touch the hamstring to the calf and we come back to standing. This is a pistol squat. Now, I think building up to 5 reps for multiple sets is a great way to increase your strength and mobility, so this is a good goal to have. Before you begin developing the pistol squat, there are actually multiple prerequisites. The one that I recommend having is a resting squat, and I recommend having the resting squat with the toes pointed forward. Now, the toes pointed out is not a problem at all if you're just resting in the squat, but it does take away some of the dorsiflexion mobility that we need in the bottom of the squat. So if we have the feet facing forward, we're further developing that dorsiflexion and making sure you have proper dorsiflexion for the pistol squat. Because at the bottom of the pistol squat, you will need a lot of dorsiflexion in the ankle in order to get that deep range. What if you can't touch the hamstring to the calf at the bottom of the rep, so you're not doing a full pistol squat? Well, we have some options for you. The first option that I recommend is by simply using a platform to lightly touch the butt to on each rep. You're not using the platform to gain any assistance in the movement, you're simply using it as a measurement. Everything else stays the same, you're controlling on the way down, you're coming up into a single leg position. The free leg does not touch the ground, you're simply elevating the position, and then as you progress, you can slowly lower that platform until eventually you can do it on the floor with no elevation at all and touching the hamstring to the calf. A common mistake here, and what we don't want to do, is use the platform for assistance. So we don't want to be sitting on the platform, we don't want to push off of the platform. It's only there to measure how low you're going. So what I like to say is, imagine there are pieces of broken glass on the platform. We want to come down with that amount of softness on the platform. What if you have mobility issues in the ankle, so you can't dorsiflex the ankle enough? You should be squatting more, 2-leg squatting in the resting squat. This is what I recommend. But for the pistol squat, we do have an option as well. It's a very simple one. You can use something like a towel, some small weights, a book to elevate your heel, and you're going to squat, do the pistol squat with this elevated surface. Now, this takes away some of the dorsiflexion needed in the bottom of the position, so it'll make it so you can get deeper into the pistol squat. In my video, I'm using some small weight plates, 0.5 kg each, using 2 of them to begin. And as you progress, you can slowly lower the platform, whatever you're using. So in my example, I'm taking a weight plate off, and then eventually I can do this one to the floor. What if you're mobile enough, but not strong enough to get up from the pistol squat? So you can go all the way down, but you can't get back up. Well, we have an option for you based on a principle called mechanical advantage. Now, mechanical advantage takes advantage of the fact that we are stronger almost always in the eccentric than we are in the concentric. So how can we apply this to strength training? Well, we'll use a more difficult progression or a higher load on the eccentric and an easier progression or less load on the concentric. So applying this to the pistol squat, what we can do is perform a full eccentric. So the leg is not touching the ground. We come all the way down to the hamstring, touching the calf. And then at the bottom, since we're not strong enough to come up yet, we can allow that free leg, the toes of the free leg, to touch the ground and lightly assist us on the way up. We only want to use the toes as much as needed and then slowly get better and better, stronger and stronger, and then eventually we don't need to use those toes to help us come back up. If you can come down and you're pretty strong in the pistol squat, but that bottom portion, you just can't get up from that bottom portion, we can use another mechanical advantage like exercise where we come down the full eccentric, but at the bottom we're going to use the fingers, touch the ground, push us off just a little bit, and then continue the concentric just like a normal pistol. So we're only using those fingers to get out of the bottom, that kind of sticking point of the movement, and slowly you will get stronger in that bottom range and eventually be able to do the full pistol. Now, what if you have trouble with the balance or you want to further develop that bottom range? Well, we can use isometric holds at the bottom of the position. So we're in that bottom of the pistol position, however you want to get there. If you want to do an eccentric or come from the 2-legged squat, either is okay. And we're going to hold that bottom position. Now, I recommend doing about 10 to 30 seconds of isometric hold on each leg. And this gets us used to the balance and also strengthens the position and improves the mobility of the dorsiflexion and the lower body. So this is a great exercise that you can include if you have any balance issues or your issues at the bottom of the pistol squat. Now, what if you have a good pistol and you want to progress it further? Well, we can do things like adding complexity to the pistol squat, so doing different pistol variations. This is a great thing, but I want to introduce just a very simple way that you can increase the demand on the pistol squat. And this is by taking external weight. You can use a weight vest, or in the video here, I'm using external weight, those 0.5 kg plates, so 1 kg total. And you're going to hold the weight so that it's close to your torso, close to your center of mass. We don't want the weight to come out in front of us for this progression. So holding the weight here, everything else stays the same. This will load the pistol externally. Obviously, we're using external load, and it'll make it more difficult, not only on the strength aspect, but also on the mobility aspect. So this is a great way that you can progress it outside of increasing in complexity. Like I said, we don't want to hold the weight out in front of us. This actually makes it a regression and not a progression. So this can be good to regress the exercise, but not good to progress the exercise. So I think building up to 5 reps for multiple sets of the pistol squat with the qualities laid out in this video is an excellent way to bring strength and mobility to your lower body and a little bit of freedom to that lower gait position. I think it's an exercise that most people can and should build up to. So use one of these regressions. You're going to have to experiment where are your weaknesses and which exercise is going to be good for you, and work within a 3 to 5 rep range with that progression. You can do this for 3 to 5 sets, so you end up at the end of the session with anywhere from 15 to 25 total reps in the session, split up into sets of 3 to 5 reps. If you have any questions on the pistol squat, please let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like me to make more videos on lower body weight strength exercises, also let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching, and that's the session.